just thoughts on the bracket reveal selection for season.
Well, you go back to September and you want to be one of 16, and that is the truth. And your heart gets ripped out when you're not one of 16. And so we're fortunate. We're one of them. We get to play this week. Play a little close to home, a little Minnesota flavor, and we also got to take on Canisius, who just won their conference championship to get in there. And one thing that's proven over recent history, I mean, the last decade or so, 1 and 4 seeds don't matter, 2 and 3 don't matter. It means how you're playing. So we got to make sure we're playing our best.
What do you know about Canisius so far? What have you looked at them?
We just found, we just found out here a little bit ago because you weren't quite sure. So we'll go to work on that.
You mentioned the Minnesota flavor. What was your thoughts on three Minnesota schools all over the same spot?
I mean, I'll be honest that I've been in so many of these tournaments that it's just crazy. You learn to who you're playing next, and then you start doing your work about who you're going to play. Obviously, we're familiar with both St. Cloud and Mankato. We played them both this year, so but we've got a game in front of that to play. And maybe in my younger days, I was more, into the where and the who. You just want to be there, and it'll be with 3 Minnesota teams. Probably a lot of tickets for sale. I would imagine that I heard it was sold out, but I'm sure it was a lot of green people that had bought those tickets. So, it should be great crowds. We're anticipating. So there'd be some excitement in the building.
After last night's disappointment, how was your team responding today with everything announcement?
We're fine. We just watched the thing. So it was for tomorrow when we kind of dig into it, Randy. The staff's kind of looked more at the game, done our homework there, and we didn't have our A game last night. But I think there was a couple of things that we could point to our guys that we have to get back on top of quickly. And I believe that game's going to push us in the right direction.
You've had success in the tournament. What is a key to playoff hockey? I know you've talked about it before.
Well, I was going to start with your goalie, Justin, and our D-core, and as we built this thing through experience, like 2 years ago, we got to a region final, and then you got knocked down. Last year we punched our way through a region, and hopefully this is a step for our returning players who have been there, that they can lean on that, and that's all you can hope. These one and done tournaments are crazy. You just want to be playing your best hockey and get some bounces to go your way, and maybe have some bounces not fall your way too, and sometimes just keep things even keeled. But we've got a group that can do that. We've got good leadership. We've got enough older guys in there that got to make sure our young guys are ready to go.
What did you like about your team's game last night, despite the result?
Well, we made some individual plays. Our talent was there. We had a lead in the third period, but it was, we did it all in the rush. Everything was on a mistake by Michigan. That's kind of what we did. We didn't generate, and I'll probably turn to that, a ground game. We didn't get going down low enough last night to get our blood pumping. We had a very good first period, and the one we wanted to take Michigan's transition game out, and we kind of did that. And that's how they knocked us last year in this game, and then in our games this year. But then we had turnovers, which we haven't seen for a while. Unbelievable atmosphere, great feel for our guys to be in that game. We got to turn the page.
What challenge is it playing Thursday does that present?
None, zero. We don't want to practice. We want to play games. So, the only problem I saw is 8 o'clock. I'd rather play it in the morning. Right? Like we have a group that needs to get in some game time right now. I'm glad it's Thursday. They don't want to hear my whistle anymore.
Coach, you have any comments about, how the tournament isn't selected purely off of pairwise? It's also factors like regional stuff in it as well.
I like it. I've come to know the,
Because St. Cloud State pairwise, they were 6. Mankato pairwise, they were 11. If they went off of the actual rankings, you would have had 2 different teams.
yeah. But I think if you look at it though, the rankings though, like a couple of teams were separated by, I'm not a great mathematician, but I heard there was one separation, 0.018 separated St. Cloud from Harvard. I mean, really? I mean, you heard that. I mean, that's a computer separating. I've watched this tournament play down. I like the system on the pairwise. It really tells a good story. Rarely do any of the coaches say when it's over, they got it wrong. And we've felt that way for a long time. And you got to be playing your best. I've never heard a coach come on, boy, I love my bracket. It's an easy bracket. Like, let's get ready for Canisius.
Thanks, Coach.